I watched that 12-part series. I don't remember the name of it. Someone sent it to me, and I was like, I'm pretty convinced. But so then months went by, and then I was exposed to the younger, I call him a kid, but the younger guy, I want to say Kyle, but I don't think that's right. He was pretty big for a while.
Caleb. Caleb.
Caleb, okay.
Yeah.
And started watching his stuff. And then somehow I think I found you through him. And shortly thereafter, and I just knew one of your websites, and I just started to look over a lot of your stuff. So I was pretty convinced. Um,
This is
but
this is Caleb right here. He's on the top of
yeah,
the referral board. He had a couple TikTok videos that went viral. People went nuts.
yeah,
It was great. It was awesome.
yeah, was putting out some good stuff too. So, but no, it was the interview with you when I got a chance to ask my own questions, and um, just really give it that kind of consideration, that I was like, yeah. And then I got your app, and then I just kept looking at stuff for, this was like a year and no, I interviewed like 2 years, 2.5 years ago. So it's been a while since then. Yeah.
Yeah. So back then, so shows started. That's
Okay.
a rough start. And so we did a show together, and you were how new? You were brand new to Flat Earth at that time, pretty new.
I was brand new. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brand,
brand new.
brand new.
And
Yeah.
what brought you in? Some of my videos, you said, or and Caleb, me, some of my
Yeah.
Caleb. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a lot of people have a problem with TikTok. Like, TikTok's good because we're in this world where we don't have time. We don't have
Yeah.
time, and this is actually a good point I'm going to bring up. We don't have time to look
Hmm.
at everything we want to look at. So
Yeah.
TikTok actually is a great way to bring people in. Now, does it shorten people's attention span? Now you can make that argument, but I think our attention spans and our time and is already shortened. So
Yeah.
to get someone's attention with a 30-second, 60-second video,
Yeah.
and then
And
look, here we are.
I don't even have TikTok. So he was posting on something else I had. I only had Instagram. I don't even have Facebook anymore. So wherever it was, yeah, it was the short ones. But I'm down for like long form, videos. Like I watched a ton of your stuff after that. So that's not an issue with me. But I get it. Like short memory,
No,
short
no.
attention
Here's the
span.
thing. If someone said, "Hey, Dave, I wanna take you to a movie about something I'm totally not interested in. It's a 3-hour movie. I'm not
Right. Right.
I'm not going. But like, hey, Dave, I got this 2-minute video about this thing that you think is stupid. Watch it. Then you watch it. You're like, oh, now I'm more interested. Show me a 5-minute video. Now show
Yeah.
me a 20-minute video. All right, now I'm into a 5-hour video. Right. And
Absolutely.
and there we go. So there's all different ways. But shortly after that, you had contacted me, which is the reason we're doing this interview today, and you wanted to share a new product.
Yeah. So the product is called MasterPeace. And I had nothing to do with the actual formulation of this product. I mean, there was maybe a couple things in generation 2 and 3, possibly very small. So I don't take any credit for the formulation of the product. I came on board with them like a month before they actually launched the company and started selling it. So I contacted you like 6 or 7 months later, which would have been last fall. I
Right.
think it was November. And you and I had a couple exchanges in between that too. So I was just going by the old email thread. But so I was really impressed when I met Matthew Hazen and the product that he described to me. I'm a holistic health consultant, by the way. And so he found me through a media company that I was working with. Which is why you and I did the interview actually
Right.
at that time. I had a series called Deprogramming. But so I came on board to kind of help in that. When you're building a new company, you just wear any hat that you can. And so it was a wide variety of things that I was doing. But so we built the company, and it's been a little over a year. And I don't know, maybe you can ask me how you want me to explain what's going on with the product, but it is called MasterPeace, and the company's called Human Consciousness Support. And I had just, at the time, we didn't have our website up. We had like a little rinky dink website, and now we have like a really robust website. And I kicked myself for not sending that to you again once we
Yeah.
had that up. But
But here's the thing. My point was about not having time. It's like you were telling me about this product. It sounded interesting. It was just starting. There was
mhm,
like no fruit, like it hadn't been
yeah,
fully tested and vetted out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. I really wasn't at the time.
Yeah.
Like I only like promoting things that I truly, truly believe in. Right.
Of
You used to see
course.
my medicine cabinet. My medicine cabinet, and it probably looks just like yours, but to a normal person, I have no pharmaceuticals in my medicine cabinet. Okay.
Right.
I have just vials and tinctures and Shilajit and
Yeah.
black salve and all of these like wild things, which to me are just normal. And I want to tell you a quick story about I used to laugh at people that say, "Oh, use this essential oil. This is going to help your headache. This is going to do this."
Mhm.
I'm like, "How's that little drop of something going to help anything?" Right? This is before I stepped out of the allopathic nightmare. Um, and I had hurt my back at one point, and I'm on the floor. I can't even move. For days, and I go to the doctor, and he prescribed me some muscle relaxers, right? But, pharmaceutical muscle relaxers. God bless him for that prescription,
Yeah.
because I took this tiny little pill that I could barely pick up with my fingers because it was so small, and it turned me into jello. And I could
Yeah.
actually move. It loosened up my back and everything. So there was actually, I'm going to say, there's a pharmaceutical thing that actually had a benefit for me. But I was like, how can that little pill do that to my body? So then I looked up, I started researching that pill, and I found out that 97% of that pill was filler, and the
Yes.
rest was the active ingredient.
Yep.
Then it just clicked. I'm like, wait a minute, that drop of essential oil is 1,000 times that,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And then that started my journey on
Nice.
learning about natural medicine. Our world, our thoughts, our nature. That's where medicine comes from. And the pharmaceutical industry has just turned everything into petroleum based
Yep.
uh, copycats that have, they call them side effects. No, they're direct effects.
They're just effects.
They're
Yeah.
they're just effects. They're
Yeah.
effects. Like there's a psychotropic drug that, for whatever they're trying to cure in your mental disorder, and one of the side effects is lowers your eye pressure. So they take that drug, they
Yeah.
liquefy it, they put it in an eyedropper, and they sell it for people that have glaucoma. And the
Hmm.
side effect is it makes you crazy. It makes you want to commit suicide. That's a side effect.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, everything they tell us in the allopathic world is complete and total garbage, right? Except that little pill, it helped my back. And that was crazy. There
Well,
probably better ways to do it that I know now. But
mhm.
I was just saying that I love things that come from nature that work. And that's why we're going to talk about this MasterPeace,
Mhm.
PEACE. So good.
Right.
So sorry for the long rant.
Oh, I love that story about the essential oil and the medication. I'm actually probably going to use that at some point. That's a great little allegory. And so, what I'm thinking too, along with that, is that tiny little speck in that capsule or that tablet did all of that to your body. And that also goes to show what a little bit of poison or toxin, which is really what that medication is,
Right.
can do to us. And we're enveloped in that every single day, the water we drink, no matter what if we distill water, that's a lot better, reverse osmosis, things like that. But we're showering. Most people don't have filters on your showers.
Yep.
What you're eating can't get away from it from what you're eating, except for very, very few
Yep.
minute things. And what you're breathing, you can't stop breathing. And so we all know about chemtrails. Your audience knows all about that stuff.
Right.
So,
Just one thing, we're
mhm.
going to have this on YouTube, so we're not going to speak as freely as you spoke
Okay.
on Crow. And
Okay.
I'm going to refer people to the Crow podcast. If you want to go really deep, we're not going to go super deep into this.
Uh-huh.
I will link his episode
Excellent.
below, and you can really get into this. But this is
Mhm.
fascinating. I'm super excited about this
Good.
because I love helping people and I love helping myself. So there we go. So good.
I knew this would be up your alley. And again, it's a time frame for people. And at the time, we didn't have clinical studies. And by the way, we do have at least a pilot study now, and we have a really much more comprehensive one that's just finishing up sometime this month. But going back to so inundated with toxins, poisons on every level, really. And so, back in the day, you and I are on the same age, and back in the day, you could do your smoothies and your juicing and do your cilantro and these things, and it would kind of work. I had a heavy metal poisoning. I can talk about that too. 10-ish years ago, 15, And I did stuff, and I wasn't ever right, but I did stuff that got me in a pretty good place. But you know what? Now it's not the same game. Now they're nanosizing everything, and they have for a little bit,
Yeah.
so far, before we even realized it. But they're nanosizing aluminum that's coming from the sky. Um, Nanosizing things in medications. These things are in medications now, by the way, folks. They're the GO, that I think most people know what that word means, is all over. It's everywhere. Things have been tested. It's in the food, it's in the soil, it's in everywhere.
Yep.
So we can't really get away from it. So without fear mongering, that's just the reality. And
Right.
so 90% of health, I believe, right now is you got to get the stuff out.
Right.
And
I mean, it's the toxins that cause all of the disease. It's not a disease, it's toxins. And
right.
the thing is, well, you know what? I eat organic. Wow. It's a pain in the neck to get organic.
Mm-hmm.
Your organic food, you buy it the next day, it's wilted. It doesn't last like the other
Yeah.
stuff lasts. And it's not organic. There's no such thing as organic anymore because of what's coming out of the sky. I mean, there's like I'm willing to bet you can't find something that's truly organic unless you're in the middle of a jungle in Africa.
Not terrestrial. I actually have a product that I just formulated that is, it's very unique. I can talk about that on another show. But anything terrestrial on the land, and this was how I became familiar with this
I'm talking
product that I
about
did.
food. I'm talking about food. When people
No,
growing
this
food.
is this
Okay.
is
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
It's a superfood. I don't like that term, but yeah.
Okay.
So but yes, so as far as the calories, that's really not a thing, but the food that we're eating, you're gonna get this stuff inside you. And so it just has to become a lifestyle of mitigating this damage, this stuff that's coming in every single day. And so people ask me, how long is this going to take? Here's the bottle, how long do I have to take MasterPeace? And I'm like, when our world is different, when we're cleaned up, you'll have a period at the beginning where it's going to be a clean out of your body, and then it's going to be more maintenance, but we're still getting stuff from the sky. We're still getting stuff in our food. And so mitigating it out. So my model is this, and this is going to make sense to most people, is really, what is health? Health is getting the bad stuff out and putting the good stuff in. Right now it seems like more effort needs to be put into getting the bad stuff out. So why are we diseased? Why are we not healthy? It's because things are in there that shouldn't be, that are blocking processes, and things are not there that need to be. And you talked about the food. So there's just really not the nutrients in the soil anymore. And you got to look far and wide for it. So that's why the product was developed. If it's okay, I can talk a little bit about, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just want to say, for those of you that are just trying to figure out what is this product, it's a product that gets the bad stuff out. It detoxes you. It helps get rid of microplastics and all of the crap that's in you that may have been stuck into you, that you've breathed in, that you've eaten. Did I cover it?
Yeah, I'll piggyback off that. So uh, anything that is really highly positively charged is really what it's after. And so the things you just mentioned, the microplastics, the heavy metals, the GO, the just sometimes even funguses and things like that can have a positive charge. So, but those unnatural elements are what we're targeting. And again, we've had these in our environment for a while, but it's gotten to be where people are being injected with it. You go to the dentist, you can't get away from it, from anesthetics even. So the testing that we did, so let me just talk about the product a little bit, and I'll talk about the testing. The testing does show that the product does work, by the way. So remind me if I forget to mention what our testing is. So you talk about natural ingredients. It's just 2 ingredients. That's all it is. There's nothing else in here. And so people have taken.
That's what I love about it. That's the one thing I love about it. Yeah.
It's not complicated.
Yeah.
And nature really isn't complicated. There's always a way to mitigate anything. There's always a solution out there, and nature provides it always. And so people know about zeolites. Zeolites have been around for a long time. Most people know it in the powder form. And then the last 10 years or so, They've been making liquid. A lot of the liquid is just the powder and water. That's not what we're talking about. So the liquid that I'm referring to that could even be remotely close to what we're talking about here is a nano-sized zeolite. And so what Matthew Hazen did is he was taking as a nano zeolite. I was too when I was heavy metal poisoned. They're just kind of ineffective, but they do something. So he did a special process. He worked with a scientist who knows how to do nano sizing. He was in the biotech industry. He is still. And he learned how to do it, over a year's time or so. So he was mentored under this gentleman. And so the difference in the exact zeolite that is used is that it is down to a particle range size that is in a nano range, and not just in a tight nano range. Like some products are in a very tight nano range. We know this because we had them reverse engineered. We know exactly what's in them and what's not in them that they say is in them. And so we have a nano range. This is probably like the 4.0. And so we have a nano range of like 1 nanometer to about 20 microns. And so to let everyone know, that's like a millionth of a meter, if I have that right. A nano is very, very, very small. Below that is pico. And so when you have a lot of the powders are in the micron range, and that's good. That a lot of that will stay in your gut, and that's an excellent way to think of it, because our guts need to have that, detoxing too. And then some will get through the gut wall. But, when with these nano-sized toxins that they have purposely made, how are you going to get those out? Those are in places, that anywhere water goes for sure. And those are in places that are very hard to reach. And so he made the nano sizes. It's now patented or patent pending, called Zeolite Z. It's a specific process that kept the zeolite cage intact. I will say that some of the other nano zeolites, at least one, there might be two, the cage has been damaged because of the kind of process they use to get this down to nano size. So what they did was, okay, now we've got this down. Now we know how to make this zeolite in a nano range that is a broad enough range so it could pick up a lot of different sizes and elements. What do we put in it? A lot of the companies will put in just water or salt water or a couple of minerals, and that's good. But they decided, him and his partner at the time decided to put in marine plasma. A lot of people don't know what that is. I certainly didn't. I had to do a lot of research at the beginning. Marine plasma is from phytoplankton, from the ocean. And phytoplankton are the beginning of the food chain. And they're called drifters, and they drift with the ocean water, and they're where you find them is in a toroidal field. So it's in structured water. Their job as phytoplankton, and phytoplankton are a plant, very, very microscopic, is they exist on sunlight and the elements, the nutrients, minerals from the seawater. And so they transform the minerals to organic minerals, that from inorganic to organic. And so that is ending up to be what's called marine plasma. And it's interesting when you really look at marine plasma, because it's almost the exact replica of your blood plasma. In fact, it was used, it still could be, it was used for blood transfusions very, very successfully. It's that close to your blood plasma. The mineral range, as well as the zeta potential, which is the positive or negative, the pH of it. And that's important because your interstitial fluid is a specific, to be healthy, should be a specific pH. So what we have is we have a zeolite. It's a cage. Okay, it's a chelator. It's also an adsorber and an absorber. It means it will absorb stuff into it. It will adsorb things on top of it, and it will chelate by magnetism. The magic with zeolites is that it is highly negatively charged. And so what it does it in nature too. Zeolites are lava that starts off as lava coming out of the mountains, the volcanoes rather, and it goes into the sea. And this chemical reaction kind of happens. And in those areas where you find the zeolite beds is the cleanest water in the whole entire world, because their job is to, I believe, clean up the earth. And so they take those zeolites and they do clean them out, clean out the cages. And so it carries a highly negatively, it's highly negatively charged. And so what it wants to do is it wants to grab onto positively charged elements. And just so happens that a lot of the stuff that they're putting in the environment are positively charged because they're not good for you. And so that's where nature
Right.
balances.
Does the product balance your pH, or do you need to get your pH to where you need it? Does the product, put you in the right
Oh,
zone?
I gotcha. So you're only taking a few drops. So the marine plasma in here has been formulated so that there are no what you call effects. Okay, what they call side effects. Because with other products you can get that. So we're not exactly sure. We have a lot more data to back up the fact that the marine plasma is coating each zeolite, nano zeolite. We have it under microscope. Robert Young has showed pictures of this. And we believe that there's both helping each other get to where it needs to go. So the zeta potential, or the negative charge, is extremely important with getting it to where it needs to go, rather than just washing right through you or grabbing stuff it shouldn't grab. So it won't balance your interstitial fluid in your body is huge. You have a lot of interstitial fluid. It bathes every cell that you have. And so there's a lot of fluid there. A few drops is not going to do that. So we recommend to take extra steps in order to be alkaline.
I want to make a flat Earth reference here to
Okay.
your product. You said that it's attracted because it's negatively charged, so it's attracted to the positively charged
Mhm.
toxins. And then you also said that it's magnetism, that it pulls things in. Where's gravity in this? Okay.
Nowhere.
Right. There's no gravity. It's using
Right.
electrostatics and magnetism, just like
Yeah.
the Earth. It sounds really
Yeah.
natural to me, right?
It is. Yeah.
So there you go.
Totally. Nice. So that's really the magic of it. And so zeolite itself is indigestible. Your body does not digest it whatsoever. It goes right through. And in the meantime, it's going to pick up a bunch of stuff. So it's like it's the magic solution. And so when you have it down to a nano size, so it can get everywhere that water goes, and you have a cell, let's say, and the health of the cell depends on the interstitial fluid, the water that it's bathed in, just like the fish analogy with the
Right.
tank. We
Right.
know that, right? You're going to
Yeah.
clean the tank. You clean your water, and
Right.
then the cell is going to be healthy. There's no need for the zeolite to get inside there. It can if the cell is damaged, then it becomes positively charged, but they're
Right.
not normally. So the zeolite will just go right through you. And the marine plasma will do what we believe is called cation exchange, but not getting into too many
Right. We don't have to get
scientific.
too technical because I don't want to keep I don't want
Okay,
to make this dragged out. Not
sure.
that it's I find it all fascinating. Crow
Mhm.
did an amazing episode with the doctor that created this.
Yeah,
And
no, he didn't create it.
oh, he's the one that
No, no,
well,
no. So yeah, so Robert Young came
all
in
right.
recently, and so we had the formula very successfully done for months and months and months.
Okay.
And he came in the last few months, and he tweaked, I believe, the zeta potential to make it so it's exactly what your interstitial fluid should be. And so it's been tweaked probably for the last time. Yeah, that's how he's
All right, but
helped us.
his amount of information was almost
Yeah.
overwhelming, but it was really
Mhm.
well presented. So
Yeah.
I would love to send people over to the Crow
Yeah.
episode. Remember what episode it was? It was I'll put a link in the description. It's like
583,
five
586. We did
five
two.
580. It's one of those. It's one of
Yeah.
I think a 583 is the one. That's
Yeah.
the one.
Okay. I think that's the first one. It's
Yep.
called something about heavy metals or get them out of you, something like that. Take a ride on heavy metals or get them out of you.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Robert has done a lot of research for us that wouldn't been able to be done because he has the technology. That sounds funny. He has the microscope. He has microscopes that nobody in the world really has, or just like a handful of people. And so he's looked at it, whereas we wouldn't have been able to get that data. And he's also helping us formulate the second big, huge 24 person study, double blinded, placebo controlled study that we're almost done with now. The first one, by the way, the clinical trial did prove that the 5 things that we tested for PFOs, PFAs, the GEO that I can't say on this, and a couple other ones that I can't remember, were all decreased within actually 30 days.
So the take it's 5 drops twice a day, right?
It is the reason we say 5 drops twice a day is for compliance reasons. And the studies are done with 5 drops twice a day. However, if you want to be more high level, what is better is to have it more often during the day and just take less drops, because that is going to be like almost like a constant drip. And you're going to catch things that possibly you're not able to really catch, or you're going to just sometimes with 5 drops twice a day, people can get a slight headache too. We've
Okay.
had headaches. Yeah, so it would probably alleviate that too.
All right. So that's easy, right? That's
Yeah,
easy. Like the
and it doesn't taste bad.
and
It,
very similar effects to your product would be, as Grow mentioned, and I've talked about it, is doing the Gerson method, which people would rather die of cancer than do the Gerson method because
no.
it's so hard to do. You got to shop and juice, and
Mhm.
it's expensive and it's time consuming. It takes up your
Yeah,
whole life to be able to actually drink that much organic juice.
yeah,
And you've made it where it's a couple drops, a day. And so, I always point out, and I got it from Jaron, from Jaronism. He said, if you want to be successful, make something that makes people lazier. That's good,
true.
right? And
Yeah,
not
yeah,
in a bad way, not in a bad way.
mhm,
Like,
yeah.
hey, Zoom is easier than us getting together in a studio and having this conversation. It makes us lazier.
Well, there's so much on our plates every day. This isn't,
Yeah,
we live in a human zoo. We don't live in a natural environment. And
no,
so it's going to help people to, without, because, the people that were in our studies, they didn't change a thing in their diets or the lifestyles. They didn't, we were specifically told them, don't change anything.
right.
So, and they were still getting way, way less levels. So on top of that, for people that are really ill, is like people that are doing the Gerson method, I would suggest doing an alkaline, more of an alkaline lifestyle for sure. Cause I
I mean,
think that's the Gerson method is really leaning towards that.
so there are many different things on, cleaning up your terrain that you can do.
Yeah, true.
And while doing this, you can do other things too. But this is
Yeah,
the one of the simplest solutions.
so simple.
So simple. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And it's not expensive. It was priced to be so pretty much everybody could afford it.
Right.
It could have been priced a lot higher. And Matthew just didn't want that. And so, uh, and also, if anyone is interested in ordering, you can't just go to the website. It's kind of a special. We want to work with people, and so you get in through like an invitation. And so David's going to give you that link and that invitation to get into our website.
Sure.
You can go to
I'll link it. It's on my website. There's a banner there. You'll be able to find it in the shopping section on the app, and it's also linked right below this video, right down there.
And just so a heads up for people, you do have to give us your email, who you are. There's a little pop-up box. And so it is a free, no obligation account. We're not going to sell your email. We don't do any of that. That just sets up your account so we know who you are, and we know who sent you, kind of a thing. And that gets you into our site. Yeah, we don't have that box right now. So
Okay.
some people were disappointed with
the
that.
bottle. That's the bottle, though.
That is the bottle. Yeah, here's the bottle. And actually, that's the current. We had a white. By the way, this is the correct facing peace sign. Some people have said
I
that
always
we're
thought
like,
peace sign was up like that.
it is.
I never went like that.
That they introduced that, I think, in the 60s, the upside
Oh
down,
yeah,
which is the opposite of peace, right? So
yeah.
people have accused us of like being demons or something because we have this, apparently that this is something against Jesus, or I don't really know what they're making up, but it's the correct facing peace sign.
You're doing something right when people accuse you of being a demon.
Yeah, yeah, Christians too. We've lost some people. I'm like, well, you'll figure it out over time. Then you're going to be embarrassed. So whatever,
Yeah. Um. All right. So what else do you want to talk about? Say about it? I mean, I think it's awesome. I'm here. I'm sure the comments will be like, oh, Dave, shilling. No, I'm not. I'm sharing. This isn't shilling.
No.
This is sharing.
Yeah.
This is sharing. If you don't like it, turn this video off and go do something else. All right. But the terrain, like I used to be afraid of germs and everything. I've never once used hand sanitizer. Never once.
No, I know.
Never
Yeah.
once. Besides all the crazy stuff that's in that. But I've never been healthier. As long as you take care of your terrain, drink enough good water, right? Is it you guys that say the solution to pollution is dilution?
No, that's just going around. We
Yeah,
didn't say
yeah.
that.
I've heard that a long time ago. I thought maybe
Yeah,
from you guys.
is solution to pollution is solution. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
true. You got it. Okay, here's another tidbit. And so some of the people that I get headaches or I don't know, there might be other. Oh, by the way, we do have another product. It's a powdered product. It's called Master Restore. And so it's the same idea, the same mechanism of action. Let's say you have the zeolite in a certain particle range size, and then you have the mineral accompaniment. So in MasterPeace, I've explained it's the nano sized with the marine plasma. Marine plasma is picometer sized nutrients, and so it kind of bathes it. Master Restore is the best powder we could find. It's a micronized powder. It comes from a special part of a mine, which is the same zeolite we use in our liquid, but a special part of our mine. Because even if you clean the zeolite out, what can happen sometimes because it's sitting around, zeolite just wants to attract things, and it's sitting there with diesel trucks. And when it's been tested, some diesel elements, fumes, I guess, have been found. So ours is super, super, super clean, the best we could find that handles their product differently. So we have that powder in its raw form, and we put fulvic acid with it, another powder. So we have a powder and a liquid. The powder that is micronized, and so it's 20% is going to stay in your gut, which is a very good thing, and the other 80% is going to go into through the gut into the interstitial fluid as well. But it's not going to be nano-sized. And so we have kind of two different products working on kind of two different levels. And the fulvic acid is going to do kind of what also the marine plasma does. Fulvic acid is an excellent broad spectrum mineral from the land. And so we have the terrestrial formula here and the land formula with the fulvic acid. And so we all need more minerals. It's really important. And sometimes I think when people are getting these symptoms, I think they're just so
What
devoid of
what are your
minerals.
what are your feelings on quality Shilajit?
Yeah, I use one actually. I don't have any issues with. I haven't seen any downsides to Shilajit. The one I use has fulvic acid. Well, Shilajit would have fulvic acid in it. Um, so the one I use is a pretty good brand. And yeah, I think I use that too. So
Yeah.
I use the Master Restore every day, once a day in the morning, the powder on empty stomach. People are going to ask these questions. So let's get it over too. So empty stomach. And we do say, we've changed a little bit on the bottle, but then I put Shilajit in my water for the day. And then I'll take MasterPeace, sometimes just twice a day. Other times intuitively, I know I need to do it throughout the day. But so this best should be taken before you eat. And it's something that I kind of, it was I kind of created this because my idea is that you want to wait as long as you can after you eat because your blood sugar is getting higher normally. Even from a healthy person, it's gonna raise a bit, and your body is busy digesting. So why not take this as far away from that as possible? So 30 minutes before you eat, that way, conceptually, the MasterPeace is going to, well, not conceptually, it is going to go through your mucous membranes. It's not even going to hit your stomach. It's not about the stomach, but it's about getting into your interstitial fluid, your blood system, wherever it's going to go without any hindrances. And so swishing five drops or two, whatever you're going to do at a time. And then I usually keep it in my mouth, switch it around a little bit, not violently. I just kind of move it around and I wait till the saltiness goes away. And then I drink water if I want to, maybe 10 minutes later, because I just feel like that's
Sure.
only going to help by
And
hydrating.
when do you take your second dose? Just before bed?
I try to take my second dose always right before bed because you will get, I should tell you my story. You will get crazy vivid dreams. Almost everybody, almost across the board, gets these vivid dreams.
I'll
And
get it. I'll do it just for that.
I know it's almost psychedelic. So I had really good dreams before MasterPeace, and before I even tried the product over a year ago. I was like, Matthew, no, I'm dreaming color. I remember what I'm dreaming. It's like crazy. And so the first month, okay, let me back up. So I had a heavy metal poisoning 15 years ago, whatever. And it was like bona fide. I did a round of a dose of EDTA, if anyone knows what that is. And I had it diagnosed very high aluminum, arsenic, a couple others. And so I tried to detox. That's when I got into coffee enemas and all that stuff. This is part of my health journey. And so So I had some kind of long standing kind of brain fog, and also, you're getting a little older and you're kind of like, and then as you're a woman, you're losing your hormones are going down, and brain fog goes with lower estrogen, it seems like. And so, uh, day two, day two, it started just to lift. Now, my day job, what I've been doing for a really long time is, and I still do at some point, is sign language interpreting. And so I have to work very quickly. I have to hear what's coming in, I have to put out, and I have to just do all these simultaneous things. And it was getting hard. And so on day two, I just felt something lift where I was able to recall quicker. I was able to, it's hard to explain. I was able to reason like I know that followed my intelligence. I was able to just
Your processing speed went up. So
processing went up. Yeah.
you do sign interpretation while people are talking, you do it in real time?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me ask a question. This is a
Yeah.
little off track here.
Sure.
If ever, like, do you, and you still do it, right?
Yes.
If
Sometimes.
ever
Yeah.
they just mention the globe, you should sign it's flat and don't tell anybody. Just say, instead of saying, around the globe, just say around the flat earth, right?
Do you know that I've done that? I've actually done that.
Nice.
So I've done this. I think I did it this way.
Yeah.
So, but normally, no, that would be a no. It would depend on,
All
you're doing
right,
a college
all right,
class.
all right,
It would
listen,
depend.
all right.
But if it's not integral, then I think I've done that once or twice.
All right,
But
very good. Very good.
as an interpreter, we have
approve.
to remain neutral.
I approve. I approve.
Okay. So that was huge for me, and it actually brought me to tears because it had been something I've been struggling with, and even though I had a pretty good handle on it, I knew there was still some. Well, it's hard to know. It was hard to know if it was just age or what it was. It's not. It wasn't for me. Not just age. It was probably accumulation of toxins that come with being on this plane for longer of a time, right?
Right.
So that was huge. That was huge that I'm able to go to work and have less effort. So going back to the dreaming. So I'm like, see, Matthew, my dreams are the same. Second bottle, like second month ish, somewhere in there. Then they started. It was like a movie reel, and it's a movie reel every single night. And I remembered before, but now that I seem like I'm dreaming more, I seem like I'm like out of my body almost. I'm remembering all of that too, as long as I lay there in the morning for a little while. And so I did a little experiment after being on the product for a little less than a year. I stopped for 2 weeks. I wanted to see, because I'm like, well, I don't really feel like I'm getting, any more benefits. And and specifically, I want to know if my dreaming stopped, and it didn't. It didn't stop. And so what I think, but I will say this, at the beginning, it did. So at the beginning, if I would forget a night dose, if I would just forget the night dose or I'd take it too early, I wouldn't get the real vivid dreams. I think what's happening to me, and this is all an experiment because it's a brand new product. So all those of us who've been with from the beginning are really the ones who have the most experience. I think what's happening is this is a long game too. And it's getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Not only I think am I able to keep up with the incoming, and I have a pretty clean lifestyle and diet, but I think that I can now take a break if I had to or want to, and it just shows that I'm in a pretty good state.
That was my next question, and I'm sure that the answer is different for everybody on your toxicity level and where you live. And but you said the first 3 months is your major detox. After that 3 months, if you're feeling great, things are good, you're living clean, you're eating well, you're thinking well, is there a maintenance dose? Do you recommend, cutting it down a little bit, taking it every other day, just taking it at night or something like that?
I have no data to support any of that. We are doing the study, and I'm hoping that more studies will shed more light on that. I can't speak to that whatsoever because what we're dealing with now is so insidious and so really unknown that we don't know. Now, the story that I just gave you is an indication.
This is why I'm having you on. This is the first show I've ever done just about a product because I'm an outdoor guy. I have a boat. I'm out on the water. And the sky, everyone's like, oh, it's a beautiful day. And I'm like, we should be running screaming in horror from what's up there, right? Yeah. And all of this stuff's coming down. And we we have to ignore it to enjoy our lives somewhat, you know, but it's incredible. We have very few days, if any at all, where the sky is clear. And even when it's clear, there's still it's the stuff that you just can't see. But the insidiousness of what is coming out of the sky, you know, from those contrails, you know, that is crazy. That's why I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, and that's just the stuff that we know. And the folks that are doing the research under the microscopes, like Dr. Robert Young is one of them, who exposed what was in the I don't know if I can even say that word, the
You
shot,
can't say that word.
the thing,
The thing.
exposed exactly what was there. The GO is in there, parasites are in there, and so, but now it doesn't matter if you got the thing, because it's everywhere. And so I'm kind of more data driven. I can't answer that question, but I will say from my own experience that I'm I've done a lot of cleansing. I don't like to say detox because it's an overused word, but so
Right.
I've done a lot of cleansing. I've done a lot of stuff for myself.
Yep.
And even then I got more benefit from using MasterPeace. And then I when I would skip a dose or skip a day, um, I felt different. I felt it, but now I can. So that's all I can say. So, but I will say too, so the pilot study was done. Let me just talk about this a little bit in 90 days. Okay. We had a
Yep.
baseline. We had the first tests again that were done at 30 to 35 days, 34, something like that, because we missed the 30-day, but 30 days and then 90 days. And so normally you just wait 90 days. But Matthew was like, no, I really want to know what's going on. And so he kind of pushed for it. And I'm glad we did that because that was the biggest drop was in just 30 days. That's one bottle, not even one bottle. And then we got some drops. Some of those kind of went up and down. So what we were showing is overall it was kind of going down. You know how you show progress of something, progress, and then you're kind of like this, but you're kind of going up. That's kind of what it was. So some things were kind of varying, but overall, if you look at it as a whole, things were going down. But the most sharpest increase was after 30 days. So we believe that one bottle can get pretty much of at least what we're testing. We're testing blood, but we're not just testing elements in blood. We're testing the it's called the IEC. It's a certain test that tests for lymphocytes and that kind of thing. It's too technical for the show, but so it's very specific. So we really think that people are getting these amazing benefits with their first bottle because the vast majority of things that is affecting them is coming out of there. And then I think the rest is like digging down, kind of that peeling that onion, digging down deep and deep. And over time, people might say, hey, I don't have that arthritic pain anymore. Or for people that I will say, people that are really diseased, have a lot of symptoms, those are the people that we really like to track because they're seeing a lot of, like me, I'm kind of coming at already healthy. So I'm not very good, look at, but others are we've had people, I could tell about what we're seeing, lots of testimonials. People are being able to decrease their insulin. Not everybody, I'm going to say, but a lot. I don't know who's not, because they're not saying, us, but the ones that are coming to us very quickly, able to decrease it. Some people are off it. Medications across the board seem like they're either decreased or down or decreased.
I mean, everything is based on your terrain. You
Yeah,
clean up the
right,
terrain and things go away.
right, right. And
It couldn't be any clearer. It just couldn't be any simpler.
right.
And people just want to complicate it, and they're like, "Oh, I've got this disease, that disease." You need to get rid of what's causing it, and it's all the same thing.
You're poisoned.
Yeah, you're poisoned.
You're poisoned chemically and radioactively right now, and you also
And
don't
mentally,
have
they're poisoning us too. I mean, you got to stop watching.
mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah,
Mind, body, and spirit. I
yeah.
have a holistic detoxification kind of
Right.
model when I do my consultations, and mind, body, spirit. Because what your thoughts and your beliefs also could have the same.
My audience, our audience, the flat Earth audience, these people are already awake to that. We already don't watch the news. We already laugh at nuclear bombs. We already, know all of that stuff. But we're still living in this dirty fish tank.
Yeah.
And so, when I asked about is there a maintenance dose, for me, I do things for a while. I do it, and then I was like, you know what? My body's telling me just now I can go slow. And
Yeah.
you got to trust yourself. Your body will tell you what you need to do.
And I think that's where I'm at with it. I put it in my eyes. I've been putting it in my eyes for a little while. But I've always had dry eyes, and sometimes I wake up even with, just gook and stuff. Gook, is that a word? But I also get like the sand, and the sand is
A
oxidized, by
racial
the way,
slur.
people.
Goop. You're trying to say goop.
Goop when I say goop. I made up something. And so I've been more doing, I've been lessening my drops overall. Overall, I used to do more. And I think, and I'm very instinctual at this point with everything that I do. And I am nearing towards that too. It's taking less. I don't think I need it, but I've been putting it in my eyes, and my eyes feel better. I do not have dry eyes when I do that. So you can put it in your ears. You can put it anywhere. That's you can. By the way, pets are fine. We have a pets Facebook page. Pets are doing really well on it.
You have any testimonials from those pets?
Yes, we do, but I remember. From the owners,
Oh, from the no, from the pets
from the
themselves.
owners. Yeah, because hey, if you're really in tune with your pet, like
I get
like
it.
we have
No,
some
I'm with you.
elderly pets.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh? Yeah, yeah.
I will. I'm gonna give it to my cats. I didn't even think about that.
Yes, absolutely. Children, babies. Matthew Hazen's got two little ones, and kids just drink the stuff, not purposely necessarily. They kind of grab the bottle, but we don't
What would happen if
see
you drank the whole bottle?
nothing.
Absolutely
Yeah,
nothing.
we haven't heard.
That's what's beautiful about it.
Yeah,
Natural.
we haven't had
Yeah,
any. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
we've had people do that. You have to, if you're going to sell it, you have to figure it out. So,
Right.
no, the babies are his babies actually did that. So no, it's because zeolite's indigestible. So at most, it's going to grab things that shouldn't be there. And marine plasma, you can buy marine plasma. Keton has been selling marine plasma for a
Right.
few decades at least. You can drink the stuff. If anything, you're just going to be over mineralized, and it'll just pee out of you. So you can't OD on it. What I was going to say, when you're speaking to, is it's it's hard to know what to do. It's scary sometimes. It's confusing. It's just like, so if you can control, so you can't, what you do is you control what you can, and then what you can't control, you can't control, but control what you can.
But
And so
right, right. No,
with something like this, it's so easy, and I feel just kind of mentally better when I don't have to worry about the things that people are talking about, that I know that are in the environment. So for me, it's kind of
it,
go ahead.
no, I was going to I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah.
this is taking something natural that does something natural to clean up the environment versus allopathic medicine, which is taking poison to get rid of other poisons, right? You're poisoning
Yes.
yourself to get
I
rid
love
of
that.
poisons,
I
right?
love
Which
that.
creates more poison.
I
It's
love that.
insane. It's absolutely insane.
It is. It's totally insane.
So
Yeah.
I'm
The,
yeah, go ahead, finish.
give no, I'm going to use that actually. So again, so what's the problem? There's always going to be a solution in nature, and where is the solution in nature? And it shouldn't have any side effects. There shouldn't be any damage in the meantime. And that's where what pharmaceuticals are doing is, we know this. Everyone on your audience knows that you're just cutting off the symptoms, and you're creating more damage. And so this is so simple and so easy that it's kind of a no-brainer, and it's almost too easy that people don't believe that it can do what it can do.
I get it. That's like when I tell people to tilt their beds. That's something free that you can do, and it
Mm-hmm.
changes your life. And people are like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" Just tilt your bed. Your bed should be at a 5-degree angle, head up, and not
Heard
bent,
that.
but straight, and
Yeah,
it changes your life.
heard that. Now,
I
do you
mean,
have to go in a certain direction? Like, are you facing a certain, like, north, south, east,
well, I
west with
mean,
that?
if you want to get into all of that, sure.
Okay, because I've heard that too.
Yeah, yeah, but
Okay.
most people can't spin their house to make their bed fit properly.
Sure, sure,
So
sure, sure.
you just prop up your bed so you're at a 5-degree angle, and you get used to it really quick. You don't even notice it anymore. And all of your digestion, it probably, in combination with these things, your blood circulates better at night. Women don't get cellulite, men don't get cellulite because your blood is circling instead of pooling, and your digestion is better. It's absolutely life changing, and it's
Mm.
free. It's absolutely free.
There's so many free things. Ground, go outside and
Yeah,
put your feet on the ground every single day. We're electron deficient too. So
yeah.
what I tell, my coaching is boring, really, because I'm just telling people how to treat your body like it should be treated. Back in the day, I used to read labs and, all these tinctures and all these herbs and all these things. And it was complicated, and it works to a point. I did that on myself too, because I've been through 3 periods that I was diseased for different reasons. And boy, that's exhausting. And boy, is that expensive. That's all I did. Part-time job was trying to get myself well. Oh, here it comes again, get myself well again. And I now I get it. Like, I totally get it. Like, oh, like, we're supposed to actually have a lifestyle. We're supposed to actually, we have an alkaline body by design, but it's
Yep.
acidic by function. So once you realize even that, and this is why this is formulated the way it is, it's an alkaline formula, because it will go right in at lightning speed, because that's what your body
Right.
recognizes. That's what your body wants.
When,
And so,
yeah,
mhm.
when I shop, I look for things that have one ingredient:
Yeah,
broccoli.
broccoli. I was gonna say
Yeah,
apple.
apple.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know what they
Yeah.
used to call organic food when my grandmother was a kid?
Food.
Yes, thank you. You're way ahead of me.
I
I knew,
bought your stuff.
I knew you'd know that one.
Food.
Yeah. So this
Uh-huh.
world that we live in a toxic world, and this is such an amazing, simple solution, and I'm glad I'm sharing with everybody. And hey, if you want to be banned for life, just leave a comment calling me a shill, and you're gone for life, and you'll never have to see your comments again. So
Yeah.
please do that right here.
We our model for, I shouldn't say ours, because the companies, it's I'm part of the inner team on the company, but Matthew's model for how it was set up is that we're not advertising. We're not in Walmart. Walmart's not going to accept us anyway. We want to be there.
You're not taking
So
out
it's
Facebook ads.
no, no, we haven't done any of that. So it's the people that slowly are trickling in when it's their time to, that they have audiences and they have platforms. And so that's how it's done. And that's all we're doing, is just we're telling the truth as we know it, as we see it. And I think it's the perfect time for this product. Apparently people are ready for it, and it's kind of going viral, like almost from the beginning. It's been really hard to keep up with, actually. I will say too, for Canadians, if anyone's in Canada, they I don't know if banned is the right word, but they didn't allow us to sell there anymore. And so what we've done for you is, I just got the word that I think is going to be up next week, is on our site we are going to have a new product. It's going to be labeled MasterPeace for Pets, and it's the same formula.
But it's for
So,
pets.
but it's for pets.
It's for pets.
Now, for people that are buying these bottles for their pets, it probably is a good idea to have a separate bottle for your pet, because you're going to get near their mouth, and so the label is going to say something different. And so that way you'll be able to delineate. So
There you go.
also, we have had a Facebook pets page. We have had from the beginning people giving to their pets. So this is a way that we can sell to Canada. So anyone in Canada, that's probably the route you'd want to go. You'd have to go.
I like it. And you can find it, link down here, link on my website, flatearthdave.com, stoplookthink.com. It's there also. It'll be on the app, in the shopping area. And it's up to you. Your life, your health is up to you. With all the other people trying to affect it, you have the choice whether to mitigate what's going on. It's up to you.
Exactly. And if anyone wants any help ongoing, I do individual consults. You can reach me at my website, livetruehealth.com. I don't know if you're going to put that
I'll
in
link it. I'll link it right down there.
Okay. And so it's not spelled like TRUE. I always say there's no E in true, because it always ends with you. So livetruehealth.com. And my own product that I formulated, called Phytofuel. It's a marine superfood. Is also, you can get it from that page too. So if anyone wants some ongoing help, but I will say, I do a call with the company that is about 3 times a week. It's a new health paradigm call. We talk about the terrain theory. The terrain. I say it's not theory at all. It's like terrain truth. We talk about terrain model of health, and any questions that people have about MasterPeace, anything like that, they bring to the call. So once you create an account, you will get emails from us once a week or so, telling you where to go, the Zoom call for that. We also have a town hall once a month. That's with the CEO, Matthew Hazen, and he talks about any updates with the product or the company and more of the business end. He will sometimes have experts on. I also have speakers on about once a month for my show too, for my
Or
calls.
or you can ignore all of that and just take your masterpiece.
Or just, yeah. But if you want support, it's there, you
Sure.
know? So some people really like the camaraderie and they do come with questions and
Absolutely. No, that's really good to have. But
mhm.
some people are just like, I'm too busy. I like the product. I want it.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. And if you get an email once a week, it bothers you, you can unsubscribe for sure, but it's just going to be one email a week and, just delete it if you're not
Beautiful.
interested. Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Well,
excited.
I think
I'm
we
excited
covered
for
it.
your
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah. Thanks.
Mhm.
I hope people try it. I hope people do it, and I hope we get some feedback.
Mhm.
I'm sure we will when people do it. So awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Okay. Thank you.
And I love supporting other people that know we don't live on a spinning space ball, right?
Right.
So that's why you're going to end. This is going to end up in the shopping section because it's flat Earth related, flat Earth supported businesses and products, and we need they used to, the Globers used to laugh at us. Oh, you're a flat earther. Good luck getting a job. That's
Yeah.
flipping around. We don't want to work with you. We don't. We
It's
don't want to work.
hard.
Yeah.
It
And
changes everything, the way you look at
let me
everything,
ask you a question. Let's say you needed an
yeah.
assistant, and you 10 people equally qualified showed up, except one person was just slightly less qualified, but he was the only flat earther. Which one are you going to hire?
He's got more common
He's got more
sense.
common sense. You're going to
There's
hire the
something
flat
more
earther.
about him. Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
so
No.
flat Earth is going to rule the world because it is the world.
Mhm. And that person is showing that they're not are indoctrinated to the extent that the others are, at least. We're all
Right.
indoctrinated at some point,
Right.
but yeah, no, that's huge
It's
value
huge,
there.
huge value. So,
Yeah.
again, if you want to go in deeper than we went in, the Crow episode will be linked right down here. So your link, Crow's link, and the shopping link is there. And good luck.
Thank you. Thank you
All
for your
right.
support. I'm sure we'll keep in touch somehow.
All right. Thanks so much.
Okay. Bye bye, David.
Bye.